Hello and welcome to the Precision Medicine Pulse, your weekly news show about the precision medicine industry. Today's date is Monday, February 10th, 2025, although you might be listening to this back on the next day, on Tuesday. Gary O'Keefe, aka yours truly, will be your host today, and the headlines that we'll be discussing this week are: Novartis win the Super Bowl, Jensen Huang steals the show at the Precision Medicine World Conference, and Illumina is on China's naughty list. So we'll start the week's show off today talking about Illumina. Who are Illumina? Well, Illumina develop and commercialize advanced genomic sequencing technologies. And this week, unfortunately, if you're an Illumina shareholder or an employee, Beijing has put them on the unreliable entity list, which is effectively a sanction. And when I was looking into this, it actually doesn't appear clear to me why this happened. So Beijing's justification is quite broad. It's very unspecific, and you'll see that other companies sanctioned at the same time were like Calvin Klein. So it really doesn't look like the company itself did anything wrong, which is unfortunate because they just announced really good Q4 earnings last year during the week as well. So what happened? Well, it looks like this might be a reaction to the tariffs that the US has placed on China last week. Perhaps as well, China and Beijing are trying to pump up MGI Tech and BGI, their direct competitors to Illumina in the NGS space, because Illumina is by far, the US's leading company when it comes to NGS technology. So Beijing could just be trying to give the US here a little bit of a slap on the wrist, and that's unfortunate if you're an Illumina shareholder or you work for an Illumina. 7% of their market is China, and that's a growing market. It's certainly an exciting market in the biotech industry as a whole. So it's unfortunate if you're involved with the company, but it is what it is. But on a lighter note then for the industry, we did have some good news. Of course, this week was Super Bowl week. We saw the Philadelphia Eagles beat the Kansas City Chiefs yesterday night, and some people were tuning in for the football, and then other people were tuning into the Friday halftime show where Kendrick Lamar was playing. But a lot of people were tuning in to look at the commercials. The Super Bowl commercials, they have multi-million-dollar productions. The airtime is in the tens of millions. So these are the creme de la creme, really, of the advertising world. And Novartis this year took the top prize. It took the 21st Kellogg School Super Bowl Advertising Review Award. They had an advertisement called Your Attention Please, and it was putting a spotlight on breast health and encouraging cancer screening. And it definitely was attention grabbing. If you've seen the commercial, you'll know what I'm talking about. But this was the first time ever a pharmaceutical company ever won the award. Now, Novartis is more of a pharmaceutical company than a biotech company. They do have some biotech products on their portfolio. They have a broad portfolio. I think they had 30 deals alone last year. And some of their portfolio does include precision medicine solutions. So we're going to claim this as a Super Bowl win for the precision medicine industry. Don't care what anyone says. That was a precision medicine win. And kudos to Novartis. The Novartis leadership, they're doing a really good job. They crushed Q4 last year. They have a plan. They're executing it well. I think they have a really smart team at the helm. I like them. Good science, good business. That's what we like on this show. And then the final topic that we're going to look at this week was the Precision Medicine World Conference. I was actually there in Santa Clara this year with my team and talked to some really cool companies. So there was L7. They have like software to make scientific enterprises AI ready. Really impressive stuff. I was talking to the guys there. There was Animos. They've got a document scanner that allows people to scan ECRs and interact with them via chatbot and do a ton of other stuff on the back end. Some cool tech. There were some interesting labs out of Montana. They had transitioned from COVID testing to offering multi-omics testing now. And they were just looking at how they can build their business in a post-COVID kind of world. And I guess, oh yeah, another company I should mention was Nature's Toolbox. They, I won a pair of AirPod Max off of them, so I have to give them a shout out. And they do have some pretty cool biomanufacturing tech. But at the conference at PMWC this year, Jensen Huang definitely stole the show. He walked out and people were mobbing him to take some selfies with him. It was pretty funny. It was like how you'd imagine seeing the Beatles back in the day with the screaming fans. Jensen Huang, he's the CEO of NVIDIA. It's a company renowned really for its cutting edge GPUs and the CUDA framework that they've built on top of those GPUs. And they have a lot of business in the biotech and the healthcare AI space. And Jensen gave a really interesting talk. He talked about how AlphaFold developed maybe around 6 years after the deep learning algorithms really got released, and it took about 6 years to get from just having those baseline new AI architectures towards getting AlphaFold to be able to completely model how the protein structures would look like, and really have a step function in our understanding of how molecules work on that scale. And he's got some predictions. He thinks that we're going to go up a level in complexity, maybe even 2 levels, honestly, if you think about it, and be modeling whole cellular interactions and all of the molecular reactions within a whole cell in the next year or two. And he was talking about this, and his grand vision is that we're going to be having digital clones of our bodies around the time of 2030. And when we start testing out, different types of treatments, we're running treatments on digital clones of ourselves. And we're running simulations, thousands and millions of simulations, to understand what's the potential reaction that our bodies are going to have to this treatment, and tailoring treatments, to reduce risks and ensure the best outcomes. But his vision for the industry is really interesting, and it definitely got a lot of people thinking and talking. And it was the talk of the show last Friday afterwards. So pretty interesting week in all for the precision medicine industry, and we'll be back next week, so stay tuned. I've been Gary O'Keefe, and it was a pleasure talking to you today. Have a great week, and goodbye.